Hello. Welcome to the Macro Chat Live Show. Hi, Catherine. How are you? Nice to see you. You are here. Today, we're going to talk about getting inspiration on shooting within your home or outdoors, a whole bunch of stuff because we are, in this crazy world thing that's happening with the virus. Yes, it is a crazy time. And with that said, you macro photographers, we can get our minds off of the crazy and shoot with a variety of things within the home. And we're going to talk about some refraction. So this is the Macro Chat Live Show where we talk about macro photography, micro photography, and close-up photography. So welcome. And if you are here for the first time, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel, because then you'll see us every other Thursday live. I'm on here once, and then we have an amazing guest join us, and we interview an awesome macro, micro, or actually a close-up photographer, and they inspire us and keep us motivated to move forward in our photography journey. So I do want to say, hey, if you are a newbie, this is a chat show where we go onto the chat, and especially when I'm by myself, I love to chat it up. And so say hi in the chat and we will talk, because I am going to ask you guys for inspiration. Also, I'm going to share some inspiration, and then I want to hear from you guys. So like I say, it is a chat show, and it's a lot of fun to interact with people that really do love to get up close to their subjects. So, and if you're new, definitely share in the chat where you're from, because we all have become a family hanging out here, pretty close, tight-knit friends, and we want you to be part of the family too, so it'll be fun for you to jump in. So we are here every other Thursday, and I just want to have you guys mark your calendars, because we will be back on April 2nd. Can you believe it's already April? I think what was the first day of spring yesterday or something like that? So we're in spring. Woo, spring. But we got to stay home. We got to stay home so we get that curve to go straight, no crazy curves, so the hospitals and everybody can take care of us if needed. So I want to go ahead and share. We're going to just dive right in to sharing. And again, I will continually look at the chat over here on my laptop, so this way we can get some ideas from you guys. So as I'm talking, think about things that maybe you would like to photograph, or you have photographed around your house, and how you photograph them. And I will read them off on the show, so this way other people can enjoy it. So what we're showing now is actually a bunch of objects that you could just do right at home. And I'm going to share that. I'm going to share Lightroom, because it is a time where you could really just go for it. So, I like to challenge you guys to try things that are different, because not only will it really, when you start being stagnant with the same thing that you do all the time, or you become stagnant is what I'm trying to say. So if you do the same things all the time, it's just like click, you got it, you click, you got it. Yeah, you'll be an expert, but sometimes it's really good to push yourself out of the comfort zone. And Coco's moving around here. I guess she wants to get down. All right. Hopefully she won't bark, but I have a feeling she will. She always barks at least once. So let's go ahead and share some abstracts. This right here is just setting a light to the side, and it's where you put paper in. It's an organizer for books and papers. You just set the stuff in here. I have it totally full right now with all my papers, and I thought, you could have fun really getting up close and doing some abstracts. This was kind of fun. You may not have this. This is something that I got from we had a party and they did this, but maybe you could just do balloons on your own, blow up some balloons and photograph a balloon or so or something that would, float your boat. Who knows? That one was really easy. This one's a little bit more difficult, and this is where I'd like to challenge you. So with this is water and oil. And then I use the plug-in for fun because you guys know I just like to have fun. And the plug-in is a flood. And I will put all the links down below. So if you guys want to try any of this, I have a video on how to shoot and photograph water and oil. And you could do that easily in your home. And then add an extra touch and just play with maybe a plugin that you have and do something totally different. So let's see. So this one's an old one, actually. And it's funny because I would totally clean these things up that I see right now. This one is super old, and it's just a bottle of soap. So if you shake up the soap, you'll start to see really cool bubbles. And just take your time. Most of the time, when you see these things, I'll tell you how I shoot them, because this definitely has some light source hitting on it, so you could get the details of the bubbles. If you don't have any light, you could just use continuous light, whatever you have in the house. Just throw it on there and start paying attention. I'll show you in Lightroom another tip that you guys could do to learn lighting. Hi, Latraine. How are you? Nice to see you. Let us know where you're from. Welcome to the Macro Chat Live Show. It's nice to have you here. Today we're talking about being inspired around your home and shooting macro stuff, close-up work at home. There's tons of things you guys can do. This one's actually just from my backyard. So what I suggest is, we will show a little bit later, something that I did in my backyard. I mean, from my front yard. I pulled it into the house. But, walk around, take your macro lens out there and just see what you can do. And this is just a tiny cactus that I had inside of, just a little pot that I had. So maybe you have something that's interesting in your backyard. Even if it's dead, then maybe throw some water drops in there. And we'll talk about refractions in a little bit. This one I wanted to share, you could get something sparkly around your house and do some circles of confusion and really get that the lights out of focus, or the sparkles is the lights hitting the sparkles, and then you turn your lens and you could get something really cool by making those out of focus. So just make sure that your subject's in front that you got, and then you do need to have the lights or the sparkles farther away from the main subject to get that real cool circles of confusion right there. So those are a lot of fun. I do have a video that I'll share with you down below after the show on how I did this, and it is again with lights, because you do need to get the stop motion. But what I did with this one is I had just 2 regular lights on the side of the water drops, and then I just used my flash in the front to pop so I could get the water drop in here. And then the back is just it's a 3-ring binder that has a bunch of colors in it. And so it takes time to do this. I didn't get this on the first shot. Are you kidding me? I was just, I put my finger in. I made sure that I actually had the focus where I wanted it, and then I just manually dropped. I don't have any of those mechanisms. Some people have the water drop thing. You might be able to buy those on Amazon right now, because the mechanisms are even better, because they give you such a fast drop that it will drop twice, and then that's how you'll see the drop with the beautiful, it looks like a mushroom. It's because it's hitting it twice. And I've always wanted to do that, and I've never bought one. Chicago, welcome, Chicago. Nice to see you. Awesome. Yeah, so then let's see. Oh, And then this one, I don't know about you guys. Chicago, I don't know, because you guys are cold, but you might be starting to get weeds around your, I know I get tons of dandelions everywhere. And so I just pulled this baby out and I found a vase and it was totally out of focus. And I just did something totally out of my norms. I usually never put the white around, the vignette white. I never do that. So that was just something totally different, just to change it up a little bit on how I photograph all the time. So this was a lot of fun because I took the object of the dandelion and I kind of emulated it off of an actual pot or something that's, not from nature. So you might want to do something like that. Think of not just shooting the subject, but maybe telling a story or trying to, juxtapose things. That might be fun to play with if you want to push yourself a little bit further. This is a great everyone could do this. I believe eggs are back in the market. There was, for a time, just like toilet paper, there was no eggs, but I believe there's eggs. This is a hard-boiled egg, so I never waste food. So this right here is something that you could also do. I went ahead and did a white egg, and the side, from the left side in, you could see that's natural light. This right here, I let the natural light from the window, I put it next to a window, and then this is my focus, as you could see, and I had to bounce some light over here to the right using a reflector. So you don't have to buy a reflector, you can use tinfoil. Anything that you have in your house, just walk around, and if a mirror, anything that will take the light and let it bounce back through, you'll be able to do this. And it was just something fun and different to do. And then, of course, fire is actually, to me, kind of difficult. You could use a lighter or anything just to have something different in photographing. And the reason why I feel like this one, fire, can be difficult is because you don't realize, even in your home, that we just don't pay attention to the wind or how the air moves. And it's so surprising that when you light it, it's so hard to just get no air to move that light or the match in the fire. So yeah, that is a challenge. Just don't burn anything, okay? Just don't burn your house down. Because I had so much smoke in here that I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to get the smoke detectors out, but it was fun. Here's another fun thing. Go into your bathroom, get a mirror, and just start playing with anything. Yes, this, I know these people do this for a living, some of the people that, want to sell products, but I'm not talking about selling products here. I'm talking about creating just fun stuff, nothing serious, just having a good time. And I really loved the way the foam was hit, how I sprayed it, and I'm like, wow, that's really cool. So I definitely added light, because when you have a mirror or black plexi, this will show up really well, but then the reflection can give you some issues. So what I suggest is to play with that, and you will learn how to use light, add light to your subjects. And you'll see that it is a challenge, and it's a lot of fun when you get it. So play some music and see. I think I even have something in here. I'm going to grab some water. I've shared this on the macro show, but I'll share, there's something else that I did in the bathroom that I'll share with you. Let me grab something to drink. Light and incense stick. Oh, that's a great idea. See? Have an incense stick and get the smoke. That would be really fun. Thanks, Latraine. I totally appreciate that. That's what I'm looking for today. Let's get some chatting, you guys. I know you're out there. I see you out there. Come on and chat with us. Don't be afraid. Okay, so this one right here is glycerin, and I have the bottle behind me, but if you get pure glycerin that doesn't have any color to it, it makes an amazing refractive subjects. So I would definitely play with that. And it's super easy to get on Amazon. And with this one, sometimes you could get these with a higher f-stop. It depends on how close you want to be to your drops. I like to use my 100 millimeter macro lens with a 25 extension tube to my macro lens. So I like to get really close. And as you get closer, you need, if I wanted all of these to be stacked, all of these to be in focus, I had to stack the images. So I took a picture at the very top and I went all the way to the very edge of the drops. And I had to have the lens perfect. Otherwise, one side I would have had more stacks to do. So the best thing I could say for something like this is just get everything as flat as you can and take your time. Once you get that down, it is so cool. All you have to do, that's paper underneath, or use paper, use cloths, use t-shirts, whatever you have, a flag. It is so much fun. So just take the time. I actually have a video on that also that I'll share down below on how I did that. So then what you could see the behind the scenes of making these refractions, which are really cool. All right, let's see what else I have. Oh wait, I went backwards. I bet, can you guys guess what this is? Baby! Baz! How are you, Baz? Nice to see you. Hi all, I see I see you have your little glasses of booze. Cheers, Janice. What I see. You are so awesome. Yes, AD got it. It's a whisk. Isn't that so fun? That is so fun. You just use shallow depth of field and just play. Now, I do want to say though, oh, that's good. I'm glad that you're doing good. And I love the beer. Or that looks like maybe some whiskey or something, huh? And the flowers. You're so awesome. AD says he only knows because he uses one to spin steel wool. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you, the only thing that I do have to tell you about this one, though, so I went ahead and shot this. It was so much fun. But I did, on the left side, you'll see that it's a little bit different color than the black down here below. So that was done in post-processing. That was not light. I actually thought it felt too flat. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is go ahead and have some fun like this and get really shallow depth of field and think about just making something really fun like this with whatever you have in the house, and then take it to the next level and maybe doing some post work. I did a gradient. I just grabbed the side and did a gradient and, went ahead in Lightroom and just threw that down, and it was kind of like a darkish greenish color. I don't know. That was how I felt like doing that. And then what I did was just kind of got rid of it, because in Lightroom you can erase what you've done. And so I just erased it, and just had some fun with a whisk. So that was a full day shoot of just having fun. And here's another one that was fun. And I actually was thinking about, the reason why I did this one is because I was going to have the hubby, I was going to print this for the hubby for his garage, because he has a whole bunch of things. My son organized it. My son is very organized. My husband is not. But he does have some things hanging on the wall. And I just wanted to do, again, something different and those are two of the charge, to whatever charge things up. This one's the negative and this one's the positive, and I just played with it and had some fun and put it in black and white for might as well. It's whiskey. Yeah. Jump leads. Yes. Jump leads. I think that's what they are, right? Yeah. Okay, let's see. Well, everybody's going to know what that is. So you could take any of your fruit and just cut it really, really, really thin. Yes, I have a video for that too. I did the behind the scenes of this. I cut it really, really thin and then lit from underneath. And then I made sure my plane was, my lens was very flat for sure. And then this is the same. I did this at the same time. I went ahead and just removed the kiwi, and then I wiped everything down, and I went ahead and put the lemon on the light. So that's what's so much fun too, is that you could just shine any kind of light, just as long as you have glass. The glass that I used for this was an old piece of glass from a frame that I had. And so I took the frame, the wood piece off, and then I taped the actual glass piece. So I wouldn't cut myself with painter's tape. And I use that all the time, to tell you the truth. I use a lot of the blue painter's tape. And then I just taped it, and it was perfect to just get the light to come right underneath it. So I didn't buy anything wazoo, and it was just a regular light shining up. And yeah, and then I did do some post-processing here and the sides. I did darken that up, so your eyes will not go straight into the light parts, because we always want to go to light. So now you get to see all the details of this lemon, which is so much fun. And I think you guys will enjoy that too around the house. And yes, tons of us have this kind of stuff. So I went ahead and played with some light bulbs. What the heck? They're shiny. This one is fun because they twist all over the place. And I think this was just natural light, to tell you the truth. I don't think it was wazoo. But I did change it into black and white. And then I also, what I did with this one, what you guys could play with is, in what is it, Lightroom, instead of the sliders where you want to make it sharp, just pulled it off to the left where you want the clarify, make it go off to soft to the left instead of the right. So you want to totally make it, I think it's clarity, just make the clarity off to the left, and you'll see that it softens up a little bit. And the reason why is I wanted you to feel like, it was light, kind of shimmering. I didn't want it really, really sharp. So that was just my thing. But it's still a lot of fun to do around the house, just to try a whole bunch of different things. Let's see. Kiwi. Yes, kiwi. Very good. You're awesome. And then let's see. Okay, do you guys know what this one is? So this one was a lot of fun, especially I think Baz would like this. Maybe, I know I did. Ada, you wouldn't like this because you don't like this kind. If you guys could guess this, but this is always fun too, because you have bubbles, there's a lime inside it, and it's just something close that your eyes normally don't see. But one of the things that I like about this is that, so see how the lime kind of goes off to like a V? It feels like a V, so kind of like a triangle. Well, that's what this is down here. So I kind of try, and then the foam kind of goes up like a triangle. So I kind of was thinking about that also. It's not just the lime shooting with beer. Latrine got it. So it's not just a lime with beer, but it is also, looking at the shapes that was within that awesome Corona with salt that I had after I was done with my photo shoot. And And then this was something that I don't know if any of you guys do this, but I love to do this. So if I'm walking around and I see something very, very cool, I'll just pick it up and maybe photograph later. So I have a box. Let me see if I could share that with you guys. I'll show you my box. My super secret box, guys. I've never shown this on the show before. So this is my super secret box. And it smells really good. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll pull some of it out. But basically, when I walk and I see something very cool, I will take it and I will store it in my little box. I have dried flowers and I have leaves, all kinds of cool stuff. Well, this was a dried, I don't know if any of you guys know what that is. It's an X. You're so cute, man. Baz is up. He's from England. He is up at, crazy o'clock. But look at how cool that is, huh? I don't know if you guys could see it. So this, I'll tell you now, it's a magnolia seed pod. So those magnolia trees make some really interesting seed pods. I don't have it anymore. It ended up crumbling up later in years, but I kept it and I went ahead and I photographed it and I just put it in black and white and really went intense with the black and white because the seed pods are red. And so it was really cool to be able to make these nice and soft with some texture, and it's another abstract. So if you guys have anything at home like that where you've picked up, or start doing that because it's a great thing to have when you don't have anything to photograph. You just pull it out and start playing. This one again, this one you already know about. This is just, okay, so this is something different too. This one's very, very old. I did this in like 2007 when I was first learning digital or whatever. But what one thing that I would like to do is play with light. So it's a plastic bowl. And I just shined the light from underneath, and I was curious to see what it would do. And it was just something fun because I like the zigzags and the lines, and that's all that is just plain. Oh, and I did some shavers. Why not? It's different. It's just different. And then the black and white fun things to see what you can come up with. That's water and oil. Here's another one that's water and oil. You could tell. Now this one's water and soap. It's different. So this one's water and soap, and it's lit from underneath. But I do have to say that I used a gel to photograph this, and you guys may not have gels. So I'm not sure what you could do. Maybe put something red underneath. You just have to have it very, you need to make sure the light can go through it. So I would just check on, maybe there's some, maybe some scarves or something, and you men maybe have something really thin with clothes. Hey, Ed, how are you? Gosh, I haven't seen you forever. How are you doing? Nice to see you. It's so awesome. Man, it's been a long time, huh? Nice. Welcome to the Macro Photography Light Chat Show. This is what we do every other Thursday. Yep. And now I'm sharing some things to do around your home or outdoors, because we're kind of like, not outdoors, just within your home area or indoors, since we are here, trying to be good, and the world is trying to be good and stay inside so we can kick that virus in the butt, right? Can you guys guess what this is? I would love to know what this is. And I would love for you to tell me what it is. I know what it is. This is something fun too. And yeah, thank you. I see about taking, I'll see about taking a pic of my in progress. Oh, okay. Box, dried flowers and dandelion seeds for macro water droplet shots. Oh yeah, that would be great, Baz. Oh, and we're gonna see we're gonna see your image today, Baz. I have it ready, and we're gonna talk about so Baz has actually inspired me to do this show. I have themes a lot of times, and I have a macro. What is it? Is a Facebook group, and I have two Facebook groups, but there's one just for the show, and then then I have another one, and Baz was sharing some water refractions, and we were talking back and forth, and I'm like, hey, this is a great topic, and I love to do that. So when you guys participate in the Facebook group, I love it, because that's what keeps the show going and exciting to play with the things that you guys are working on. So thank you, Baz. Now, have you guys figured out what this is? What I'll do is I won't tell you what it is, but I'll tell you what I liked about it. So as I was just in the bathroom, there's a hint, I was thinking about what would be really interesting with color. So I looked and I found this, and I'm like, wow. And so what I did was I put it on its side, and this one might have been a flashlight, because I love to use flashlights, just easily look at things and just kind of move stuff around. And I don't remember if it was for sure, but I know I had just a continuous light sitting there. And I said, I really love the way it feels, like kind of like an ocean, like this is the deep, and then here's the light blue, and maybe this is a wave. And my mind goes a mile a minute, but it was such a cool thing and fun thing to do. You can't get it, guys? All right. I think I'll tell you. It is hair gel. Isn't that cool? Now, I don't think this is from my husband back in the days, so I don't even know. He doesn't even use this anymore. But there's hair gel. You could do any kind of gel or anything. I just put the actual, bottle flat, and then I kind of shook it up a little bit. There wasn't as much, and then that's why it's open. There's a little bit here, a little bit there, but it was laying horizontal, and here is flat, and I shot this right here. So this actually is plastic. You could see the numbers. The plastic's on the outside, and the gel is on the inside, and it worked fine. You can't even tell. I mean, that's what's so cool. Hi, Moose Does Stuff. How are you? Wait, it literally says that on the page. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's see what else I got here, because we got to get going. I wonder if that's it. So let me go into Lightroom real quick, because we got to get into Baz's work. And let's go here. Oh, and let me share. Okay, so let me go and do this. Okay, so then I wanted to suggest you guys using your iPhone. This was from my iPhone. So this is close-up work, not macro, getting up really, really close. So this is just from my backyard. So again, getting up close anywhere. What I did with this one is I took one of those, what is it? I just put water in a spray bottle. And you'll see it in the video that we're going to show right after I'm done with this. So I just did a spray bottle, and I just sprayed it till I saw it beating up, just to give it something different. And that's all this is just spraying, my backyard succulent. And if you don't have succulents, no big deal. But think of using a spray bottle on something. Grass is very cool. Weeds are very cool. Just grab that spray bottle, and you could take the stuff indoors if you need to. Just look around, maybe the front of your yard, backyard. Another thing that I suggest that you do that could be really easy, you don't have to do it with the flower, is motion blur. Macro looks so cool with motion blurs. So take your macro lens, or any kind of lens that you have, and really play with motion blur. And I do have a video on how I did macro, it's called macro lens paintings. That's what I call this style. So I, again, will just tell you briefly right now what I've been doing. So basically, this is about a 3-second, when I do this, it's funny because us macro photographers really pay attention to the f-stop. But when I do a motion blur, I pay attention to the shutter speed. So my shutter speeds for these got to be usually about 3 seconds. And I hold it for like 1 second, and then I start moving the lens. So then I still get a little bit of the essence of what the macro subject is. You could do anything that's colorful. It is so much fun. So pencils, pens, crayons, line them up, and you will have so much fun playing with motion blur. So that's something that definitely I think that you guys will enjoy, because it will take a lot of time. Plus you'll learn your shutter speed. So let's see. Let me see. Barry says, or Baz says, I'd like to see some macro stuff from other followers of yours. Other followers of yours, maybe to give me some new ideas and challenges. Yes. ICM. What is ICM? I'm very bad with acronyms. Ed, I have many pics of flowers right now, right after the rain shower. I love rain. Oh, so do I. He loves raindrops on flowers. Oh my gosh. Now, AD saying noted, Baz. That's a great idea. Oh, now I'm lost. Ed, done your own job. Okay, now you guys are talking. That's cool. That's cool. International camera movement. Oh. Oh, intentional. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. Oh, that I have a joke after that. Maybe I'll tell you afterwards. But intentional camera movement for the blur. Okay. I didn't even know I had an acronym for what I was doing. That's hilarious. Okay, and then let me share with you really quick, because it's 5:36, so I'm looking at the clock. Okay, I want to share with you this. We'll do this real quick. Now, this is not post-processed, but if you guys have not heard of the egg project, definitely do the egg project. And what it is taking an egg, and you can see down here at the bottom, I just use museum wax, and I just put the egg on top of it. And what you do is you learn about shadow. And so you'll take the egg and you'll photograph in front, on the side, behind, and you'll just get up close, go behind, just put the light in so many different directions around it, and also put your light close to the egg and farther away to the egg. And every time you take that shot, pay attention to the shadow, because what is going to happen is you're going to learn how light hits your subject and what it will do to your subject. So you can see this one is side lit, and when it is side lit, just to let you know here, that this is where you get a lot of details and pits, and like if you're doing a portrait, you definitely don't want to do that on me. So, but if you want to do a nice soft light, you go right in front of the subject. And so you'll see that the egg will be nice and soft. It will totally look different. You'll also notice that when you back away from the egg, you're going to have more shadow around the egg. And that kind of gives it a little bit more depth. If you get closer to the egg, you'll lose the shadow, because the shadow is going to wrap around the egg. So these are little fun things not just to shoot to make something awesome. This one is more of just technique style. So I've given you some fun ideas of what to shoot and what to play with, but also start playing with some techniques. It's a perfect time for you guys to do that. I mean, I love to learn something new, and this is something that you'll really enjoy. What does that say? Yes, I posted on Macro. Oh, you have on Macro? Oh, I need to check you out. I haven't seen you there in a while. I'll look out for them in the future. Sorry, Janice, you're interrupting our chat. Oh my gosh, I love you guys. Latrine, Latrine, it says you do laugh out loud. Use your Mr. Potato Head and you'll have a blast. Oh my God, that's even better. Mr. Potato Head. Oh my God, like the egg shot. Thought about editing out the base. Yeah. So then another challenge. This is the last one and we're going to get going. So another challenge is, okay, now you're just seeing something that is shot and it's just real quick, bam. Now, take a subject that is boring like this and go crazy and go way over the top than you normally do. I'm going to share with you this one. I rarely do stuff like this. This is like texture, and I do stack. This was stacked. I ended up doing, so here you could see that this was in focus, and then I did another focus. I focused right here in the foreground, and then I focused in the back. So try some stacking. If you've never done it before, do something easy like this where it's a close-up. It's not really, really close where you have to have a lot of stacks. And that means getting areas of your image in focus and then putting them together. I have a video for you on that, and putting them together, and then you have everything in focus. So then I challenge you guys to go crazy and over the top. You do not have to share this with everybody. This is just you playing. And that's what I did here. This is totally not what I do, but I did it. I just wanted to have fun. I wanted to do something crazy with texture, and it was a blast. What was a blast for me, not so much that this is the best shot ever. What was a blast, and I feel that was the challenge that I enjoyed, was taking something so boring like this and just taking it to a different level and just going crazy with it. So that is definitely something that you guys will give you time for sure. Let's see. Selective focusing for sure. Selective focusing. So here is something that I want to share. Oh, actually, I don't want to share anything else. What I want to do is, before we go into Baz, let's go ahead and share the video real quick, and then I could talk about we'll talk about the refractions. Let's go ahead and do that now. You can see Stormy. Those are the yellow flowers that I have. You can see it's kind of windy also. So I picked a flower here, and I like the black. Okay, yeah, you could do that and just drape this. You can drape black velvet in your backyard wherever you want. And then this right here is part of a wisteria plant that the flowers were falling apart, you can see. So I went ahead and added to a third hand, and I have some drops on it. And now I'm going to draw, because I love the yellow with the black and I love the wisteria, period. And we'll see if we can get some drops from this. This is take 2, so we'll see if I can get it, because yesterday it just wasn't happening. The wisteria plant was definitely beating up for good drops, so I have my color checker. I'm going to use the gray card to do my exposure, and then the white card to balance. And then I'll do the color checker, which is in here. You'll see it, to get my colors correct for post if I want to play. So I am actually photographing with natural light, warm light, and I've got a natural light over here. So I've got a couple different light issues going. It's not just pure daylight because I'm not outside. Outside would be easier, not too much I probably wouldn't even need to deal with the color checker, but I'm going to, especially since it's yellow. Sometimes yellows and reds give you issues with the color, so we're going to do the color checker. Okay, one thing I want to share with you is I'm going to get up close here, and I've been going to each of these and making sure that each of the flower is in focus. So I've been shooting each of the drops in focus. Now if it's sunny outside and you can't see, then drape something over your head and look at the back of your screen and use this. It's awesome. This is how you can really get up close and make sure that your drops are in focus. So let's do, you can see these two bottom ones down in here, that now they're in focus, the other ones aren't. The camera's always moving, so it's always good to give yourself a 3-second delay. So like if I'm moving something and I'm adjusting, give yourself a little bit of just give yourself a break and let everything settle, and then take the picture. I also, because I have a Canon that has a mirror, I am actually making sure that the mirror is locked. And you could show screen share the picture. Yeah. So here is the photograph that I did, and it's okay. I did it real fast for Baz. But you know, I just wanted to, I want to say too though that I had a really fun time doing it. And this is another one that I had a lot of fun with, and it was done inside the house, and this flower right here is a plastic flower, and these are all plastics, which I thought I brought it over, but they're not even real flowers. They're just plastic stuff that you could get. And yeah, I just added a drop to the, you know, and you could see that, let me see, go ahead and go back to me, AD, so that I could talk to them better. Oh, thank you, Ed. Oh, yeah. Oh, you liked it. Oh, thank you. You're welcome, Baz. So basically, what I wanted to share with you, too, is that you could see that I was spraying in the video. And I spray to get a lot of water drops, just to, you know, and I let it settle and it'll start dropping. Now when the shot that I just showed you with the one water drop, that's when I'll use something like this. You know, it's just, this actually is from the kids, like little children's, when they have to have, you know, their medicine. And if you are having issues with the drops, you could put a teeny little bit of sugar, and it kind of makes the water a little bit better. You can try to use glycerin, but glycerin is very, very heavy. So when I shared with you guys the flat plain stuff, let me go ahead and share this one, AD. So this one right here, that is glycerin, but it's on a flat plane. So that's different. So when you do the flowers and everything, then I definitely would think about sugar. So this right here, I want to show you something. So Baz, this one I want to show you. This one hasn't been fixed. And this one is something that I was thinking about doing and I like, but I haven't had time to post-process. So I would love for you guys to think about it. What's the difference between this image and this image? And I would love for you guys to let me know. Let's see. Oh, hi, Debbie. Did you use the extension tubes to get closer? Yes, I did. I always use extension tubes because the 100 millimeter is not close enough for me. There's just no, matter of fact, I even want to get closer. I really want to get that 5 to 1 that, Thomas was talking about, or I don't know if Thomas had enough time to talk about that, but we were talking about it earlier. One drop, I use a large needle. Yes, I've used needles also. We could go back to me now. So I'm pretty much done with this. I want to, let's see, I'm going to quit. So yeah, I actually love to use needles. They're really good to do the little drops. It's perfect. And if I can't get it the way I want to, I mean, some things will just slide right off. Did you notice? I don't know if you noticed, I said take 2, because the first one that I was trying to shoot, I was using a different flower. It was this one. Whoa, I wanted to show this to you guys. So this flower is out in my front yard, and it just kept rolling off of the leaves. I mean, there was no way I could get anything from it. And there's just certain things that's what it's for. It just rolls right off. That's more of a desert, so it doesn't, or not a desert. I don't remember what that is called, but maybe you know, Debbie. Yeah, so when it comes to getting up close, when I really want to get up close, I'm always using an extension tube. Another thing that's really good is reversing the lens. You get closer reversing the lens if you want to just get the drop in focus. But let's go ahead and start critique time, and I will get things ready for Baz. So yes, this show is all about Baz. No. No, I just love it. I laugh because it's so much fun to hang out with you guys, and I'm not nervous, so don't think. Somebody had said that I had a nervous laugh. I've been doing this for 3 years. I'm not nervous anymore. I was nervous the first year, but I'm just a happy person. So let's see, a sewing needle, not an injection needle. Oh, I was thinking of the injection. I have an injection needle. My godmother's a nurse. So you did a... That was just so funny. Yeah. Oh, so now wait. Okay. So if you use a needle, do you just put the water on the needle and let it drop on? Let us know, Baz, because it would be nice to find out from, to give us tips on how you do this. So let me show you. This is our professional macro group right here. And Baz and I were talking. This is I want to share with you guys. I'm so excited. See, here's some of the images that I shared. We do monthly challenges, and this month is non-nature. And I'm super excited just to announce that we have 4,155 people. Woohoo! In the group, and it's in a wonderful group. One of the things that I ask is that when you share your work in this group, that you say something. I don't like when somebody just shares an image or anything and just doesn't talk, because I want to get to know you guys. So it's really, really cool. But we were talking about refractions here, and so he used a Nikon D5300, and he used his 105 millimeter lens. He used a water droplets on a bit of bush, but see, you can see it right here, but we'll get closer to it. In a small light box, and he used an egg for the background, which is absolutely gorgeous. That egg, my grandmother used to have eggs where they painted, and that's such a great idea to use an egg, you know, one of those ones that are really have vibrant colors, because I think water refraction drops like this, when you have color, it just looks beautiful. He manual focused, he used a tripod, and he said, CC, welcome. So that's really nice too, because a lot of people sometimes feel intimidated on getting, some, as long as it's nice, when you are trying to help. If anybody is mean, please, you guys tell me, and I will boot them out of the group, because there's no mean, no nasty, no trolls in this group and our macro show. So see how cool these are? I mean, this is really, really cool. So I want to show you. Here is the eggs. Wow, you can see how big it is, but you can see the refractions in here. So let's talk about these refractions. This is a different way of looking at it, which is nice. I like the blue. You can see the details in here. And here's another fun one. And this one really holds drops. And then this looks like one of the, what is it? Dandelion, am I right? Chocolate egg, about 50 of them. Oh, the chocolate eggs. Oh my gosh, yummy. On an A4 background. Oh, wow. Okay. See, it's so nice to know the behind the scenes. Oh, I love those eggs. I totally know what you're talking about now. I was thinking of those brajor. I don't remember what my grandmother calls Fabergé. AD just told me in my ear. Fabergé. Those Fabergé eggs, I bet you those would look really cool too. Okay, so here we go. So, Baz, I did see what you had mentioned to me in a message. You were talking about it. So I think these are absolutely beautiful. The reason why I asked about your light is because see how these don't have the light, the little squiggly lines, and I feel like they're more successful than these ones that have the squiggly lines. So that's what I think I had told you. I'm not sure if I told you, Baz, but it is kind of a pain to be able to clone and clean up some of the light, this light, what is it, reflections, or their light, whatever, sparkles, because what's happening is when I shared with you the difference of the one water refractions that was cleaned up and the ones that weren't cleaned up, what it does is you look at the drop, and when you hit the light, what is it called? I'm losing it, man. It's like the light that hits the refraction from the lights, it bounces back. Those spots stop us in the tracks of the actual refractions. So the best thing to do, obviously, is try, when you see that, when you're shooting, try to maneuver your subject before you even you'll be able to see this with your eyes. So before shooting, play with the water drops, and like this one right here, you don't have the squiggly lines of the light because you were saying it was in a light box. So somehow on these, you maneuvered it so you don't have it. And that's what's happening with, now let's talk about this one. So see these ones with the lights and it's showing the starburst? Those are very cool. We get attracted to those. So what I would do on this one is I would leave these because that's cool, and then I would clone these out right here. These ones right here that you've lost your pixels because of the light. So guaranteed, if you did a little bit of cleaning in here with maybe Clone Step or the healing brush tool, I would try that. and just get rid of those little doodads. Guaranteed, everybody would be like, wow. Because we always go to the bright areas of the image. We will go to massive color, vibrant colors, and what's in sharp and light areas of the image. So we're looking at these, and we're going here, and we're going here, and we're going here, and we're going here, and then we're going to the beautiful refractions. But I still, look at how cool that is. So if you just took and just cleaned up this little area right here with the healing brush, and I would even get in right here, because I think I love them. I just think that once you clean those little white specks up, totally successful. And our eyes would go right into the refraction, because what do we want to do? What's in there? That is so cool. Everybody's going in. So to remove that, kudos. Let's see. Doodads. Yes, what the heck are those doodads? Let's see. Oh, so one of them has no lights, just the flash. That's why. Okay, makes sense. Ed says, sometimes I put a copy paper over my flashlight so the bright light doesn't show up in the droplets. That's a great idea. I use very high lumen flashlights. Yes. That one is part of a bush. Got it. Oh, hi, Pam. Thank you. You're awesome. So yeah, this is definitely something that, thank you so much. I think this is great. We can go back to me. I think they're all very successful, Baz. It's just getting the little speckled highlights off, and we'll be honing in to see what's inside that refraction, because it's so cool to see them. They're really a blast to shoot, and they're a blast to see. So I hope that's helped. I really don't have anything when it comes to equipment and tools, because basically you've seen it. I've talked about the black velvet. That would be fun. A water dropper like this. Now Baz is saying, the needle, maybe drop needles, the needle going in there. Then also Ed is saying, use copy paper over the flashlight. So we're all getting great tools. There's no reason really to go into the actual equipment and tools. We've got an hour in already, you guys. It's been a wonderful show. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I've had such a blast. You guys make this show amazing. So remember that we're going to be here in 2 weeks. So, if you're new to my channel, just subscribe. I also will always let you guys know. If you hit the bell, you'll know when I'm live. If you like the show, give it a thumbs up. I totally appreciate it. And then also, mark your calendar for Thursday, April 2nd. We're going to be in April the next time we have the show. And if you come into the macro photography Facebook group, share some images or ideas, and we will maybe have a show around you, or the theme will be around you. So I just want to say that all of you guys, oh yeah. Oh my gosh, AD. Okay, he reminded me. So one of the things that I am going to do, because we are stuck at home, I decided to go ahead and open the membership program. If you guys are interested, there is no pressure. It's just, I felt like people are home. Sometimes they feel stagnant. If you want to just join for a month or two, watch this video real quick, and then we'll wrap it up.
To get to know me better, go to sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, scroll down and click on the Grab Freebies and 14 days free for our membership. You'll get insider info from me, challenges, and receive tips on my latest work. Go ahead and sign your name and your email, and I'll see you inside. Cheers!
Oh, that was an old one. Oh, and then L-Train. I'm so sorry. I was calling you Latrain. L-Train. Thank you. And thank you. I'm so glad to see you in 2 weeks. It is exciting to have you. We've got a new family member, you guys. So please, I wanted to let you know that, if you're interested, the membership will be down below. I'm only opening it up because of the craziness of what's going on. And if you guys are, want to push yourself a little bit more with me and join the other members in our membership program, go for it. Normally I close it, but it's just a time that I think that we all are trying to be good and stay home. So please, please stay safe. And remember that your 1,000 words does make a difference. Take care. Cheers, everyone.